guys, welcome back to my channel. How y'all doing? As you guys can see from the title of this video, this is a subscriber story time. Now I got a couple of disclaimers, okay? Well, first of all, if you are new to the channel, hey girl, fancy seeing you here. You might want to check out my other videos because, not gonna lie, getting me through a subscriber story time is kind of confusing. But if you don't feel like checking out any other videos, you can definitely stay and give this video a thumbs up. And if you like what you see, subscribe. If you've been watching me for a while but you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Also, if you are already subscribed, be sure to check the subscribe count button because sometimes YouTube do unsubscribe y'all. So just be sure to check. I know you guys be telling me like YouTube be unsubscribing. Here's a couple of disclaimers because y'all know I don't like to rant when it comes to my story time, my subscriber story time. Number one, if you want to submit a story time to me, make sure that it's long enough for me to read it in a video, and also make sure that you fix all your grammatical errors before you send me the story time. Number two, the last subscriber story time that I did, I don't know if you guys remember the last one. That was literally like last week. I did a story time about this girl. Somebody picked her up at a U-Haul. Guy picked her up at a U-Haul. And then the second story time was, I don't remember the second story time. Something about a guy trying to talk to a guy in her classroom, trying to do it with her at school. Those two story times that I literally just did, I'm gonna leave it somewhere here. Let me make this clear. I'm not judging nobody. I ain't judging no one. And when I say no one, unless you writing me a story time and you telling me that you KO'd somebody, I'm not judging you. But just like how you guys give y'all's opinions on my story times when it comes to guys that I've dealt with, or when it comes to dates or stuff and opinions, just like how y'all give y'all's opinions on how y'all felt about how I should have handled situations, is equivalent to how I'm going to give my opinions. Because even though I love subscriber story times, even though subscriber story times are entertaining, a lot of people write to me to get advice, and I will be doing myself and my viewers a disservice if I'm not gonna be your sis and tell you that wasn't the right move. And I've been seeing people like, I don't know, I've been seeing it go on for a minute now, but I'm gonna address it. People stay talking about you can't have no mouth to say nothing after we didn't watch your story times, this and that. So my thing is, what's the purpose of subscriber story times if I'm not supposed to give no commentary? Am I supposed to just go like, hey Irene, I love your channel so much, ABCD happened, the end. Oh wow, that was such a good story, you have a good day. No, a lot of people write to me to get advice. A lot of people write to me to vent, you know what I mean? So if you are ever submitting a story time to me, do not ever think that I am judging you. Do not ever think that I am don't ever think I'm judging you. At the very most, I'm going to give you advice. You getting into the U-Haul van with a stranger that you met on a dating app was not safe. To go to his house, babe, that wasn't safe. This world is too dangerous. Too much is going on in today's world. It's not even equivalent to those girls who write to me and tell me that they went on a bad date and the guy was being weird. That's different. You know, at least they were in a public setting to where the guy was being weird, they can go home. But when you guys start writing to me and telling me things that can literally be dangerous to your well-being, I'm going to say something. Like, and it's as clear as day for you to know that it's your big sis looking out. You guys know I like the joke, you know what I mean? Like, I be thinking that y'all know me, but to be honest, a lot of y'all don't really know me. The people who know my vibe, they know my vibe, but a lot of people don't really know me. And I also have to understand that some people are a little bit more sensitive than others. If you guys ever see me reading one of your story times and you guys see that I read something and I'll be like, hell nah, like da-da-da, and I make it, just know it's a joke, bro. It's literally a joke. Like, at the end of the day, I appreciate all of y'all that send me y'all story times. I appreciate all of y'all that took the time to write out y'all story times. And I like to joke. I like to talk shit. I kind of see y'all as my friends. Y'all know how y'all be like, oh, I watch you, I be feeling like I'm on FaceTime with Irene. That's how I feel when I read y'all story times. That's how I feel when I pick up this camera and I record. I always want to relate to y'all. And the way that I treat y'all is how I treat my friends. We joke with each other. We insult each other. And it's not coming from a space of ill malice. It's coming from a space of like, you my dog for real. Like, I'm gonna insult you. Like, you know, I'm gonna talk my shit, but it's never on no judgmental stuff. That's just not my vibe. I can be mean. Y'all know me. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, oh, I've never been mean in my life. No, I can be mean. But one thing about Irene, I'm gonna let you know if I'm being a mean girl. I'm not gonna act like I'm a nice girl, and no, that's just not my vibe. Like, if I want to be a mean girl, you're gonna know I'm being a mean girl. So with that being said, if you would like to submit a story time, the email is in my description box down below. Baby, you can say whatever you want to say. But just be sure to know that I am going to give my commentary just like how you guys give your commentary, and just know that it's coming from a place of love. It is never coming from a place of being judgmental. And to the last girl who sent her story time, I don't know if she's watching because I know she felt some type of way. She also felt some type of way about the comments, what people were saying in the comments. Y'all can comment, but just make sure y'all not being too disrespectful to the point where the person who is writing the story feels weird about the story, you know. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it, because I love subscriber story time. This story time is titled, I Need Advice. I Can't Get This Boy. She said, yeah, I'm gonna just say boy. I can't get this boy off my mind. Hey Irene, I want to start off by saying I really enjoy your story times and your personality is literally top tier. I will be tuned into all your videos. Okay. I don't know what I don't know what these girls are doing by just clicking on the story times and not subscribing. Let them know. That's enough of rambling. Let's get into it, period. Sorry in advance, this story time is kind of long, baby. We got time today. Y'all got time? Y'all grab y'all popcorn. I just want to get this out. And honestly, I don't want to be one of these people who ask if you want me to send a part 2. Like, duh, we want to hear a part 2. Like, why ask a rhetorical question? Anyways, I've been holding on to this for a really long time. I told myself that I would send you this story several times and I never got to it. But today I'm going to force myself. Although this happened almost 2 years ago, certain events that I'm about to tell you still pops up in my head, and I still don't understand why. After the COVID pandemic and coming back to school, I was literally the mysterious quiet girl who never talked to anyone and stayed to myself. Mind you, I was one of those people who also never took off their mask, so no one knew what I looked like unless they knew me beforehand. The school that I went from pre-K all the way to the 8th grade, so I've been going there for years. Everyone knew everybody unless you were a new kid in the school. During the beginning of the 8th grade school year, a new boy came in. I'm not going to give him a name because he's not really important. It's just something that I need to bring up for everything to make sense. And now I truly believe that God works in mysterious ways. I was crushing on that boy hard, but every time I would turn around, he had a new girl. This took place during the ending of the year when test taking was taking place. Everyone had just finished taking their final exam and we were sent back into our classrooms for the rest of the morning until it was time for us to go. I literally remember the day like it was yesterday. I sat right across the room from a boy and his girlfriend. Anytime I would look up at them, it would literally make me think to myself, why haven't I had a boyfriend yet? And I don't know, jealousy shit. But during that time period, that was something that crossed my mind plenty of times. Around this time, I was really starting to get into my glow up era. I often wonder, when will it be my turn, you know? I'm an introvert, so I really don't go out much and I really don't do much either. So the bell had finally rang and it was time for me to go. These thoughts still going through my mind, I just brushed it off and I continued on my way home. So I continued the day with my usual routine of walking down the block and going to the bus stop. Most times on the bus, I would stand because there's no point in me sitting down that I didn't live that far from the school. The stop right before my stop is right next to the local train station. So many people were transferring from the train to the bus or vice versa. Like usual, I'm standing in the front of the bus and I noticed these two boys around my age running up to the bus. While this is all happening, I'm peeping the scenery. I noticed them getting on the bus, but of course I'm still not paying no mind and I continue looking on my phone until it's my stop. Alright, everything looking, you know, nothing really checking out for real right now. Everything looking fine at this moment, unless I missed something, but everything looking good right now. I just had to walk down a really long block, turn the corner, and boom, I was home. I'm a fast walker, so it doesn't take me long to get home. So as I'm walking, I hear a faint voice yelling, but I ain't paying no mind and I continue to walk. The voice gets closer and I can hear the person say, yo. So I turn around and I'm starting to trip. All right, it's about to begin, y'all. If you weren't for the people in the back, hello, Miss Ma'am. The people in the back that weren't listening, the story is really about to begin. I'm already knowing. So I turn around to make sure I'm not tripping, and I see that it's one of the boys that was on the bus. When he finally catches up to me, he's like, yo, my friend wants to talk to you. Here we go. Here we go. I'm so out of it that I didn't realize that this was actually taking place. So his friend walking up to try to introduce himself to me. We're going to name the boy AJ. What's crazy is that as soon as I told you before, I never took off my face mask. So I was like, how the hell does he even know what I look like? Looking back on the situation, I feel like he's seen me around before, because during the conversations that we had afterwards revealed to me that this was not his first time ever seeing me, which means that he'd been plotting on me. At the moment, I didn't even pay attention to any of that. Shit, I was shocked to the point where I didn't even look up. I didn't even know what you look like. This is where the red flags began. He asked me if he could have my Snapchat, and instead of putting my Snapchat into his phone, he asked me to put his Snapchat into my phone. This might not seem like a big deal now, but it will show up later. So I did just that. We said a few more words and then we parted ways. So I went home all excited and happy, because this was probably only the second time that a boy has ever really approached me. And like I said before, all of the things that I was thinking about that previous morning made me think to myself like, damn, God has finally answered my wishes, only for it to cry. Oh! Let me give y'all a word of advice. I had to kind of tell myself too. Are you praying to God? Y'all ever play telephone? Or when you on a line with somebody and the other person is listening on the other end? Please believe that when you are praying to God sometimes, or when you are questioning God about something, best believe the devil is on the other end just listening, just chiming in, just trying to see what you're talking about. And the devil will literally, that's why I don't even know if you guys know this. I'm pretty sure if you're a Christian, or like if you are like have a relationship with God, you would know this. But sometimes when you pray, you're not even supposed to pray out loud, because the devil cannot hear your thoughts. The devil doesn't know what you're thinking in your head. The devil can put thoughts in your head, but the devil doesn't know what you are authentically thinking in your head. That's why sometimes it's good to pray within your brain, like not say it out loud. But those times where you question God, those times where you wonder why this is not going this, sometimes the devil will answer your prayer and you would think that God answered your prayer, because he will literally package it up in the same packaging that God will put it in, if you get what I mean. But by the time you unravel the box, you figure out this is not what I prayed for. But by then it's too late. You're already too deep in. You've already dealt with the situation. It's hard to let go. You're already heartbroken even if you do let go. So y'all have to be very careful, and y'all have to practice discernment. And y'all have to know whether it is from God or whether it is from Satan. Because like I said, the devil works just as much as God works, okay? He has a job just like God has a job. A few days have passed and I don't hear anything from him. 2 weeks have passed. I've not heard nothing from him. Oh, he would have been a done deal. Done dada. 2 weeks? 2 weeks and you haven't hit me up? Done. Especially like, it's so easy for me to cut guys off when it never started. Like, it is so easy for me to cut guys off when we haven't even started talking yet. Like, I could easily let go of you, you know, because there's no strings attached. I don't have feelings for you. I don't even know you. Any guy who waits 2 weeks to message you, y'all, do not respond. As soon as you give him that number, as soon as you give him that Instagram or the Snapchat or whatever you plan on giving him, if he is really interested, and if he sees you as a main priority, he is going to make sure he hits you up in that week time span. And he might, you know, he might wait a day. Nothing's wrong with waiting a day, you know, just to cool off. But he will make sure that he hits you up in that week time span, so you do not forget about him. So you don't feel like he's not that interested. A guy who waits 2 weeks to hit you up after getting your number is not interested in you. So like the naive girl that I was during this time, I decided that I should message him first. Baby, I mean, you already know now. If that man knows that he's supposed to message you and he does not message you, then leave it alone. Like, leave it alone. Literally this past weekend, just went to the club. got this guy's number. I wasn't interested in him, y'all. Like, he's not ugly, but I just wasn't interested. He's not my type. He's not my speed. But at the ending of him, well, he put his number in my phone and then he called himself. So that means that he has my number now, because he showed me his phone and was like, okay, I have your number. At the ending of our conversation, he says, please do not forget about me. Please, when you wake up in the morning, message me. First of all, I'm not even interested in you. I just gave you my number just you know, sometimes I just give my number out just to give it. I don't know. If y'all like that, y'all let me know. Sometimes I just be giving my number out just to give it, first of all. Second of all, do you want to be a bad bitch or not? Like, do you want to be on a show called Baddies? Pose for me. Like, this new generation of guys are sassy. And when he said that, I literally looked at him like, who you feeling like? Like, who are you feeling like? Are you feeling like Natalie Nunn? What do you mean, please, when you wake up in the morning, message me? Babe, you approached me in the club. You approached me. I didn't even know how this boy looked. Mind you, he was in the same section as us. Wasn't even paying this boy no mind till he came up to me. You approached me in the section. You talked to me in the section. You said that you found me attractive in the section. At the very least, you should say, I'm going to text you in the morning. That already right there just lets me know that you in your feminine energy, and I don't have time for that. Like I said before, I don't even find him attractive. But my thing is, let's say I found him attractive and he said that. I would have been like, I would have not messaged him, y'all, and I didn't say nothing. I just said, okay, I will. I got you. Like I said, y'all, I wasn't attracted to him, so I didn't really care, you know. But if I was attracted to him and he made that comment, I probably would have been like, you hit me up when you wake up. Then I would have seen what he did with that information, you know. But like I said, since I wasn't attracted to him, I didn't tell him that. I just said, I promise you, I got you, da da da, or whatnot. And he never hit me up from that day. Like, he never hit me up. Till this day, he hasn't hit me up. And like I said, I don't care. Like, that's how it goes on when you're out in the scenery. That's how life goes. But it's just the simple fact of, if a guy gets your number and a guy does not hit you up, do not text him. At the end of the day, this guy saw you on the bus stop. You never knew who this guy looked like. He saw you on the bus stop. He been plotting on you. For you to say that you are wearing a COVID mask and he said that he's seen you in the past before, that means he been plotting on you. It's not your time now to go make yourself known. He knew who you were before you knew who he was. If he decides that he is not going to hit you up, that's on him, you know? So, and I know I'm not talking directly to you because I'm pretty sure you know this by now. It's not like he couldn't message me first, because I didn't add him on Snapchat after he put me on the phone. Put it in my phone. But now looking back on the situation, it makes me feel as if he put his Snapchat on my phone so that I would text him first. I mean, well, okay, I kind of get what you're saying, but you should have added him on Snapchat. If he put his Snapchat in your phone, you should have went and added him on Snapchat. After you added him on Snapchat, let him do what he needs to do. If he feels like he wants to message you, let him message you. On that day, he messaged me back and we got the texting. So, you know, we get to asking simple questions like, how old are you, your hobbies, what do you do for fun? Second red flag is when he originally told me his age. First he said 18, then he corrected himself and said 17. At this time, I had just turned 15. Come to find out later, he was also 15. What is it with men that lie about their age? Like, no, like, this is an actual real question. And if you are a guy watching this, like, because he's not the only guy. There's guys that I have dated in my past that would tell me an age and then they will tell me a different age later on. And I'll be like, you told me that you were this old. And he's like, no, no, baby, you told me. Like, a guy would literally tell me that he's one age and then like a couple of months later I'll hear a different age. And I'm just looking like, you said that you were this age when I met you. And he's like, I never told you that. I always bruh, like, I know I talked to a whole bunch of men in my life. I know I've been around the block. I know I played these games before. But baby, I remember how old you told me you were when I first met you. What are you talking about? I never said that. What are you talking about? Like, what is it with guys that lie about their age? Like, I'm actually confused. The age difference was not a red flag because I like older boys. The whole time I was talking to a damn liar. I just ignored it and I always kept it in the back of my head. We made arrangements to meet up with each other. And what was so crazy was he literally lived down the block from me. I'm not going to get into the details about every link because not much happened. We would have random conversations from time to time and then I would go home. But the first link should have honestly been my cue to leave that boy alone in the first place. So I get to his house, mind you, his entire family is there, which kind of made me a little nervous. But I just ignored it being that I wanted to be around him. I didn't tell which room he was in because every room I walked into, it made it seem like it was him, like his. The third red flag. When I first got there, he had me in his room that I now know was his mother's. What? I know, very disrespectful, but at the time I didn't know that, so don't judge. So when his mom finally got home from work, for some odd reason he wanted to introduce me to her, so he just did that. Oh my god, I forgot to mention, but he was a Haitian. Ooh! Da 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 da. Let me stop playing, bro. Oh my goodness. No, that actually made me laugh, bro. Like, I actually laughed. But honestly, now I love me some Haitians. Then she put this emoji. Continue to, girl, I ain't gonna judge you. I don't judge you, because I was just about to say continue to do. That's my alarm, y'all. This bougie. You see how I came in? Bitch, I don't have them alarms that sound like this. Bitch, I ain't have a bougie. No, let me stop playing. But I was about to judge you because I was going to be like, girl, you over there doing this. Wait till they get you. But the way you feel about Haitians is the way I feel about Nigerian men. I know they're red flags, but I love them. I'm sorry. I love them. I love me a Nigerian man. I'm going to be honest with you, honey. I love me a Nigerian man. Bitch, if one break my heart, bitch, I wake up to another one. You feel me? Hallelujah. All right, let me stop playing. So he introduced me to his mama. To AJ, son. How many girls are you going to have in this house, eh? Did mama say that? You're bringing out my accent. Did mama say that? The mama told him that in front of your face, eh? Bitch, I would have left. I would have, work, dip, leave. My chain on swing. What? Hey, chill. 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 I didn't know what to say. Fifth red flag. And guess what I did again? I brushed it off. Honestly, I was so oblivious to all the red flags that I didn't even know they were red flags. I just thought the mother was joking. This is a little inside joke, but trust me, it wasn't. She was literally trying to warn me. I know. So a few minutes went by and someone came over to see him, so I had to go. So I'm just going to fast forward to the other links that we had because not much happened in those either. I can literally count on my hand that we only linked 5 times. And within those 5 times, the little talking stage that wasn't even a talking stage lasted for 3 months. I will only see him about 2 weeks because we will barely talk. We never texted. We barely talked on the phone. The only time I hear from him is when he wanted me to come over. And again, looking back at this, I know he only wanted one thing. I remember the first time we were even on the phone together, it was like 12 in the morning and he asked me if I could come stay the night. Like, boy, is you crazy? You think your mother is gonna let me come into your house at 12 at night? But my dumb ass, trying to be grown, I asked my mom and she literally looked at me like I was dumb. Then a few minutes later, he had the nerve to ask me to send him some pictures. At first, I was acting like I didn't hear what he said. I wanted him to repeat himself. He wouldn't do so. So I caught an attitude and I hung up the phone. Then he quickly began to apologize to me. The very next morning, I'm on my way to the school and I'm waiting for the bus to come. As I'm walking up on the bus stop, I see him and the same exact friend that I met at the bus stop while standing waiting for mine. I walk right past him and I act like I didn't even see him. He comes up behind me, wrapping his arm around me, trying to talk to me, but I brushed him off because of what he did the night before and I began to ignore him. He took the express bus and I took the local one. I also forgot this earlier, but we live in New York. Girl, I already knew that. I already knew that. When you was over there telling me that buns was, I said buns. When you was telling me that buses was connected to trains and trains was connected to buses that would lead her to the metro down the area and they drop you off on the first floor and they wait on the buses and the trains and they do vice versa. You was telling me that, baby. I said this baby living in New York. Because you're not living in Texas. Because ain't no buses and trains connected out here, baby. If you don't got a car out here or a horse, you ain't going nowhere, you know, unless you call Uber or Lyft, you know. So I knew you was talking about New York. So you ain't even got to tell me. I already put that together when I was reading the story. He used to live in Brooklyn but moved to Queens when we both lived at the same time. So he would take a different bus than me to get to school. So his bus pulls up and he gets on it and they leave. After that, I blocked him. That entire day, he was literally racing through my mind, but I couldn't help but to think to myself, what if he's texting me and I don't know it? Oh my God. Y'all. You just like me for real? Y'all. My favorite. I'm not even going to say that because he be watching me. I know what you're talking about when you block your favorite. And then you thinking, did he even text me? Like, what if he's texting me right now? I know what you're thinking, bro. Again, making stupid decisions, I unblocked him. You not like me. I'm not unblocking no more. I used to back then, though. But not no more. Unless, like, I see you in public and you tell me to unblock you, then that's different. But hours later, I look at my phone and I noticed that he messaged me, apologized, and say that he was sorry for what he did. And, of course, my dumbass accepted the apology. A few days later, I go to his house and we're chilling. At this point, I lost counts of the red flag. But we're kicking it, kiss, etc. I haven't kissed anyone since then. And I don't care what anybody says. I still haven't had my first kiss. And that's that. I honestly do not count that because all we did was peck each other. Anyways, he started brushing his body up against mine. Mind you, I told him that I was a virgin and he knew that I was not ready to lose it. He made it seem as if he understood where I was coming from, but every time I would come over, it's like he would forget. He didn't forget. He's trying to push your boundaries. Now we're laying on the bed and we start watching TV. I'm trying to ignore the fact that he is literally getting turned on. He grabbed my hand and he put it on his yeah. So I tried to be bold and shit. I looked at him and said, if you wanted me to touch it, you could have just said it. Wait. You know, it's a lot of
weird activities going on, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'm confused. I thought you said... all right. My dumb self, not knowing what this is leading to, I let him continue to do his thing. So he pulled his pants down and tells me to lock his door. So I do that. Now, I know that I have made a lot of mistakes along this long-ass story time. But one thing about me, I am not easily persuaded. So I knew this wasn't going to get too far. So walk back over to him and I tell him, well, what now? He looks up at me. Wait, he looks up at me, looks down, looks back up, and was like, play with it. Ew! Nigga, I ain't playing with that shrimp. I hate when guys be like, play with it. Like, that shit is so, like, I don't think guys understand how, like, icky that is. You know, like, play with it. Like, play with it. No, that's not a toy. Look back up at this nigga dumbfounded because I don't know how to do that. And even if I did, I'm not doing it. I quickly got uncomfortable and told him to put it away. And that I was getting uncomfortable, so he did that. After a few minutes passed, I could tell that he was annoyed that he didn't get what he wanted. That, bro, they always get annoyed. And y'all, when I tell you I don't care about a nigga getting mad, like, I don't care. Like, when I tell you we're not having sex, bro, we're not having sex. And if we are, that is from my decision. That is not going to be from you trying to persuade me. I've never had sex with you before and I don't feel no sexual attraction towards you. And I'm just like getting to know you, or maybe I'm just abstinent at the moment. And I tell you that we are not having sex. If I end up having sex with you, that was through my decision, not your persuasion, not you pushing your thing up against me. Like, that will only make me look at you more disgusted, because I'm gonna be thinking like, you're trying to push my buttons, and for why? Like, I literally said we're not having sex, so why are you trying to persuade me to do it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't never care. They always make a certain face. They always make a certain face when they don't get their way. And I'll be in the room dancing and singing. I don't be caring. I'll be on my phone. I'll be watching TikToks, laughing. I'll be looking at them, telling them, I'm hungry. Can you go give me something to eat? Like, make yourself useful. Like, nigga, get up. I don't be caring about that pouty look. I don't never care about that pouty look. A few minutes passed. I could tell he was mad. A few minutes later, he tells me that he's tired and he thinks I should go home. Look at him. Now you tired? But this is what you really should have done. What you should have done is you should have said, on a second note, I think I want to have sex with you. Then we would have seen that little B word was tired after that. All of a sudden, you got energy now, huh? You're not tired, nigga. You're mad. I knew that wasn't the case, but I left. Small incidents like that happen that I would just look past because I didn't want to leave the only boy that I was talking to alone at the moment. Especially being that I wasn't the type to get attention from other boys. So the last time we linked, I was in the shower and I heard him calling my phone. I answered and he told me that I should come over, and I agreed, saying that I think that we should talk. I can hear it in his tone that he was concerned and he wasn't expecting for me to say that. It took me an hour and a half to get ready. He starts blowing up my phone and texting and calling me saying where I'm at. So I'm finally leaving. I make it to his house. I also mentioned that during that time, he was talking to other girls. It was given that he will only call me to come over when the other girls that he was talking to was not talking to him. But it's like, if that was the case, you could have made it clear to me and I would have known how to move. So he gets all upset and he literally kicked me out of his house, and I never heard from him again. We are now in 2025. This took place in 2023, and this boy still crosses my mind. Not because I still like him, but because he was my last most serious talking stage since then. To be completely honest, he wasn't even my type. I literally just stuck with him because, as I said before, I had no one else to talk to. And now, even in current day, this guy looks like a bum. The few times that I have seen him after the situation, he was with different girls. It's like in public when he sees me, he be wanting to make it known that he was talking to other girls. When it's like, boy, I haven't even talked to you in 2 years, so why would I care? I know many will say that the best way to get over the guy is to get under another one so that you're not worried about those type. But it's like my schedule is so busy to the point where I shouldn't even be thinking those things. He still crosses my mind. I am now 17 and an introvert, so I don't go out much and I don't meet new people. So I would like to get some advice on that. Anyways, I just want to thank you, Irene, for reading my story. I don't want to hold you up any longer, and I hope you have a rest of the day. And this is what I look like. You are so pretty. You look like a 17-year-old. I love looking at like 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds, and they look like kids. Like, I love looking at y'all and y'all look like actual kids. Like, y'all don't look grown, if you get what I mean. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. I love looking at a 17-year-old and knowing like that's a kid. Like, she's so cute. You're very pretty. But this is the advice that I'm gonna give you. I applaud you for not giving up the cookie. Okay? What you are going through is limerence. We all go through it. Well, let me not say all, because you know it's gonna be the it's gonna be the honors in the back. I ain't never went through that, and I'm 34. No, we're not talking to y'all. Let me give you the clear definition of limerence. Limerence is an intense, involuntary, and often obsessive state of infatuation or romantic longing for another person, characterized by intrusive thoughts and a strong desire or reciprocation. Now, I know you said that you do not like him anymore, but because he was your last serious talking stage, and we will consider that not serious, but I know to you that's considered serious, because anybody before that, like, yeah, nothing was really going on for real. Because he was your last real talking stage, you're in a state of limerence. So you're thinking about the memories, you're thinking about the times y'all hung out, and he was really the only guy who was like consistent with you. Even though he wasn't consistent for any positive reasons, he was still very consistent with you, you know what I mean? So he lingers in your head because he left the lasting imprint. So that is the reason why you cannot get him off your mind. That is the reason why you keep thinking about him and you keep telling yourself like, he wasn't even my type. He didn't even do much for me. Why do I keep thinking about him? Because he was the only guy that was able to actually bring you out of your shell and have you talking to guys, when you said from the beginning of the story time that you don't really talk to guys like that. Guys don't really approach you like that. You know what I mean? You're 17, baby. You got your whole life ahead of you. I'm not gonna hold you. You have your whole life ahead of you. And I know you heard this before, but I'm gonna be the first one. Well, not the first one, but I'm gonna be the next person to tell you. You have your whole life ahead of you. There is nothing to worry about. Do not ever talk to him again, because he is going to come back, babe. I'm telling you this right now. He's going to come back one day. It doesn't matter how many years, how many months, how many decades, they come back. They all come back. One guy came back to me after 10 years, okay? They always come back, okay? Not taken back. Number 2, he left you alone because he seen that you were tough to crack and he got tired of trying it. He's been trying to sleep with you since he first met you, and he's seen that you were just not the girl for that. A lot of guys, like I say in all my story times and stuff, guys can sense when a lot of us girls have low self-esteem, or we're not that confident, or, you know, we don't really think much highly of ourselves. A lot of guys can smell that. They can sniff that. I don't know how. So he probably knew that you don't really have high self-esteem like that, and he probably thought that he could use that as an advantage. But as he continued to talk to you, he began to realize that you were actually very tough to crack, and he became impatient and dipped. And I'm so happy that's what he did. So that's pretty much the advice that I have to say to you. I have to say, just continue doing you. If you say you're very busy, that's good. That means you're productive. Like, you know, level up. You know what I mean? You about to, what, you 17 or what? Yeah, you 17 now, right? You about to be 18. You know, get into your own spiel. Like, get into what makes you you. Like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, get into your signature hairstyle. Get into your signature makeup look. Get into your signature outfit. Get into the gym. Get into you. Boss up. When that boy see you and you really bossed up, get into your confidence. The next time that boy see you, he gonna be thinking to himself, that's not the same girl that I met 2 years ago. Pour into yourself. That's the best advice I would have for you. Not only the next time that boy see you, he gonna be thinking that. The more you pour into yourself, you gonna bring in other people, other strangers that are gonna treat you way better than that fool treated you. You know what I mean? So, hey, like I said before, you're not ugly. So, yeah, it's not the looks. You know what I mean? It's the confidence, babe. Rise it up. But yeah, y'all, that story time was long. So that's it for today. Like I said, if you guys like this video, y'all also give her advice. Give her advice, because I could have said something and left something else. So whatever y'all have to tell her, y'all let her know in the comment section down below. If you guys want to submit a story time, y'all know I told y'all what to do. I love you guys. I'm going to read more story times. I know some of you guys be like, bro, read my story times and da-da-da. I'm gonna read your story times. This one was just way too long for me to do another one. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.